Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Hello everyone. My next universe review is going to be of the deluxe class Sunstreaker. I really didn't have a real opinion of this figure when we saw the prototypes of him, or prototype images of him. So this will be my first real in-depth look and opinion about this figure. So let's go ahead and check him out. And now we have Sunstreaker in his vehicle mode, which is very reminiscent of his Generation 1 counterpart. And first off, before I go into actual review and stuff, like I mentioned before I open up, I really had no expectations of this figure because I wasn't really looking forward too much to the Universe line since I waited for the actual release. But unlike some other people from a website I will not mention that really didn't like this figure from the beginning, I am really impressed with this figure. I was expecting, like, just out of looking at him in the box, I was expecting to be kind of mediocre, but I am really impressed with this. He looks just like his 80s counterpart, except I think the engine was placed somewhere else in his cartoon, but that's not a big deal at all. He looks just like a cool Lamborghini, I think he was. He has the red Autobot symbol on the top, which I forgot to mention that these new line of plastics are actually using real painted on faction symbols, unlike just the first ones that just had rub signs, which I like. I like having painted symbols on them better. And he has the engine on the top, which has a lot of detailing on it. Has a little turbine fan there. But the only real downside to this figure that really stands out the most is something similar that Prowl has, and a few animated figures have, is that the colors are different, even though it's supposed to be the same. If you look on, most of the yellow here is really a really solid, typical yellow, but the yellow that you see here, starting at the windshield back and go on the roof, are kind of looks more like a mustard yellow, which is a little bit distracting, but you can get by it. I think I can anyway. And on the back it has I don't have a Prowl handy, so I can't really tell, but it says "We are 84." Kind of a text messaging dialogue going on here with an actual R, but 84 with the year that Generation 1 came out, so I'm assuming obviously that's a tribute to that these are supposed to be updates on the original toys, which is really cool. It's a lot better than just having the release date of something, I don't know. But overall it's very slick. It has the same kind of headlights that Prowl has. It just has a clear plastic, and where the peg and hole of where the plastic fits almost looks like a light bulb in there, so I'm not sure if that was intended or not, but it's still very cool. But the only thing, just because this is mainly all yellow, it just kind of, you can't really see all the detail all that much, especially if I hold off from distance. It really doesn't look all that great. You can really only appreciate it once you have it in your hand, and if you have it all connected properly. But it is a very slick looking, and you can obviously tell that it's supposed to be Sunstreaker. The transformation for this toy really reminds me of has some obvious references to Generation 1 toys, but also kind of reminds me of his alternator counterpart. First, just gonna try to take doors and just kind of pop them off to the side, which can be a little difficult because everything on this figure is pretty tight. Okay, just want to just get them loose so they're off to the side like this. Do that to the other one. Alright, and now do the very G1 fashion, fold it in the back of the car to form the legs. Oh, but I forgot something. I was getting ahead of myself. You want to take the back section here and kind of fold them off to the side. And then you can do that. Now, to finish off the legs, this part's a little tricky. Have to get the feet out of here somehow. And it takes a lot of practice to do, even after playing with this for over a day now. I really haven't found a really good way of being able to get these out perfectly. Okay, that took way too long, but I think I finally got it down. But it's just something that people probably would use like a sharp nose stick or something. But it is definitely the most frustrating part of this transformation. Now the back of the car actually forms a kind of like a knee cover, and this is where I refer to as looking like a alternator, because a similar or a lot of the alternator toys actually do this similar thing. Okay, now we're going to take it this way and just pull this up as much as you can. Take this black piece in the front, flip that up. Rotate these around so the tires are facing inside, and here's another piece I will slide up. Maybe it doesn't, I don't know. Thought it did, guess it don't. Oh well. And then just want to make sure you want to get the tires nice and straight, because you have to have the tires straight for when you want to secure the hood into the torso, like so. You hear that clicking, and you'll notice it will be really tight. And the elbows themselves are on a kind of a double hinge right here, and on the bottom you want to rotate it up just so that the shoulder is at appropriate level with the body. And fold up these pieces, which pop off really easy. Okay. And really, this is one of the parts that really surprised me about this figure, because I really didn't know that it had this really cool feature. When you turn this around, the head will slowly pop up and the antennas extend, which is really cool. You want to look at a better view of it, see from the top, there you go, that's the head right there. Slowly turn, you see the antenna extend, and there pops up the head. Alright, and just a last feature, you want to take the engine here, take these bottom pegs and attach them at the top. That's all you have to do with it. And then take the gun, which does not really, as far as I can tell, does not store in the vehicle mode itself, and is pop in his hand. And there he is in, if that thing will stay on, and there he is in robot mode, which I said I was very impressed with this figure. I really didn't expect too much from this toy. I was really excited about Prowl and nothing else, but this is really a close second. It's almost my favorite from the Wave 1 of the Universe line, with Octane being dead last, or Tankor. But the detail remains. You see a lot more black in this, and some of that weird turquoise, or more blue. The Autobot symbols the chest is on the chest, and there's going to be a repaint of this figure for Sideswipe. And from the pictures I can tell, this is actually going to be a chest, which is rather ingenious if when you think about it. If you can take the same mold and change it and make it look different, but basically be the same toy, because you can have this be the back and this be the front, and look really different, and just give it a different color and a different head, and you won't really know if it's the same toy. It's pretty smart what they did. Some people may hate it, but I think it's really cool, clever. But I highly recommend them. But like I said before, if you're only going to give one at a time, I would still recommend getting Prowl first, but then right away get this one. If you're only going to really leave one out of the line, I would say leave Tankor out of the line, because Sunstreaker and Prowl are definitely the standout of the Wave 1 of the Universe line. I was really impressed by how much detail this toy has in this mode, because I was never a big fan of Sunstreaker, and this toy really changes my opinion about the character in general. But this thing is kind of awkward to stay in place. If I feel like going to break, it kind of has a lean to it, but I think I can deal with it. May annoy someone with OCD though. Alright, definitely recommend this figure. You would not be disappointed with this figure like I thought I would be. I was not disappointed at all with it. Until next time, thank you for watching.